Hey guys, if you've ever ran a service business or you're planning to start your own service business, you must have heard that follow ups are very important. Or you must have heard that the quote, follow ups are where the money is made. Well, if you haven't, now you just did. You see, follow ups are actually very important when it comes to making more money. People are divided into two parts, people that are not following up and people that are using softwares to follow up with people. The second one is fine. But the first one is not good because these people are not actually making money. And I'm here trying to help the people in the middle. That is, people that don't have a lot of money to invest in softwares or people that are doing follow-ups, but it gets messy to keep track of whom you last followed up with, what was the message that you sent up, and all that stuff. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a follow-up system that I personally use myself when sending out follow-up messages. I'm not saying this is going to be a simple automation. Okay, it is going to be a bit difficult, but I'll walk you through it and I'll make it as simple as I can for you guys. And the only thing that I do in the system is just change the dates and the status. That is it. Okay, so without any more delays, let's just get into it. Okay, guys, so let me start by showing you the CRM that I use. So technically, this is the layout of my CRM. You can use your own CRM format, not necessarily have to use mine, but this is the layout. So I have the Instagram link, the Facebook link, the handle, the first name, which is empty, but don't worry, I'll fill it up. We have the bio, email, the inbox. So inbox is technically which email address do I want to use. So I have multiple email addresses, so I'll just pick which email address do I want to send this follow with. The date, the follow-ups, so I have the initial message and I have 5 follow-ups after that, and then send is just a yes. So now let me show, this is the CRM. Okay, this is the table where I store all my data. So now let me show you the automation itself. This is the automation that we are going to make today. But let me clear it out. It looks big, but it is big, but you don't have to make all of it. Okay, let me explain what I mean. So you see, I have 4 different branches. So this is the first branch, second branch, third branch, and the fourth branch. Okay, so you don't have to make all these 4. Reason being, because I have 4 different email addresses. That's why I have 4 different branches. So this is the first email address, second email address, third, and fourth. If you only have one email address, just make one. And to make things even easier for you, you will already have the blueprint down in the description, so don't worry. But you only have to make this first section. That is all that you have to make, because after that, just take this, copy it down like 10 times. That is what I did. Okay, it is going to be that simple. Okay, so let's start. The first thing that I've done here, oh, and I forgot, the other thing is, inside here we have to create another sheet. Now why is the second sheet? Because here is where we're going to put all of our emails. So the subject line, the body, and we'll have the status. Let me just bold those, just center them up, and I'll just increase the length of this one. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's say I said hi name, noticed that you were notice that hmm, let's write something simple for example purposes. Notice that, not you, I guess if I put you it would be bad. Many coaches suffer from X. I'm just writing as a demo. Okay, so notice that many coaches suffer from X. Just wanted to ask you if you have experienced the same. Okay, now let me just put this in. Yeah, I think guys this is not the perfect copy or something. Okay, but for now we'll just use this. And in the status, we'll just go insert, drop down, and we'll call this we'll call this initial message, and we'll have a follow-up one. Or actually speaking, we don't need a drop down, but okay, for now let's just keep it as it is. You don't necessarily have to make this a drop down. You can just write initial, just write it as a text here. That's also fine. But okay. So now we have this and we have our lead list. Okay. Okay. So what do we do now? So first what we do is we go in and we select the list that we just created. So I'm going to select this one. And then from the list, I'm going to pick the first list. Okay. And if I just execute this step, you'll see I got all the data right here. So here's my Instagram link, my handle, my bio, my email, everything. Okay. So that is the first step. You get all your leads into Anytime using the get rows in sheet module. Okay. Then we go way up and we have a filter right here. Now what does this filter say? Okay. So the first filter that I've added is email contains at the rate. Now why have I done this is because let's say there are multiple emails. Okay. There are multiple records. Let's just add a few. Okay, there are multiple people, and let's say one has an email, the other one does not have an email, the other one more does not have an email. Okay, so two people don't have emails. Okay, we don't want the automation to just go from here and then stop and throw an error because oh there's no email, so I'm gonna stop. No, we don't want that. So we're only taking records that have email. Okay, that have the at the rate symbol because all emails have at the rate symbols. So we're only taking those records that have the symbol, and then the date, which is going to be formatted into month, date, and year. So how do you do this is it's simple. So let me just show it to you here. You just put two curly brackets. Okay, then wait, why is it okay? Sorry, you have to go to expressions in order to do that. So you put two curly brackets and then this small box will appear, and then you just click on now, and then once you click now you see it says date and time 2025 with the month and the date and what time and everything. We don't want that format, so what I do is click a dot, then format, and then you put an inverted comma, and then you can format it however you want it. So I'm going to go month dash small dd, that is for date, and four small y's, that is for year. Okay, that is it. So we did that. So now we have the date. Let me show you the date as well. Here's the date. So I'm going to write here 12/16/2025, and I'm going to put this date to all the records. Then we have the inbox. So which email address am I using? So I'm using this particular email address. So I'll go back, go to inbox and select the email address that I'm using. Okay, there we go. Then we have, does the send column equals to yes, meaning does this send column actually has the word yes in it. If it does, only then we are going to pass it. So I put this filter, and if I execute this step, you'll see. Okay. Okay, yeah. 1 minute. Let me just. Oh, yeah. Okay. So there is no data. That's why. Okay. 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 Perfect. So what we have to do is, why is that is not running is because we have to run this again. It's using the same data from here. That's the problem. So now if I run this, you see I have 4 items. And now if I go and run that, execute step, you'll see now I have everything. You see key item, row number 2, here's the Instagram, here's the bio, here's the email, the inbox, the date, follow-ups, and yes, yeah, perfect. Okay, then we again have a filter. Now what is this filter? This filter is which is the follow-up that you want to send. Okay, is it the initial message? This will be, is it follow-up 1, is it follow-up 2, is it follow-up 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so let's go here and do the initial message. Okay, so I'm using my inbox, using my first email ID. Today is the date, I mean the 16th of December. I want to send the first follow-up message. Are you sure you want to send this? Yes, I'm sure I want to send this message. Then we go again, add a Google Sheet. We again go to the spreadsheet that we created, and here is where we're going to select the second sheet. That is where we are storing all our emails. So the second sheet. Okay, now after you've done that, let's go and see what is in the AI agent. Now I'll show you the run at the end. I'm going to run everything for you guys. So here in the AI agent, what I've actually said is, so first you select the AI agent and then you click here and go to the option as defined below. Okay, and then you just write in your prompt here. So first what you're going to do is click on add option, then you have an option called system message. That is where you'll add this particular prompt saying that you're a helpful intelligent assistant. You'll be given the subject line and the body of the email. You will also be given the first name of the person to whom you will be sending an email to. Your job is to add the name in the place of the placeholders. Okay, that is it. And then here we provide all the data, the subject line, the body, and the first name from the previous modules. Okay, so you get access to that from here. You see here have all the data, here we have all the data. So in this filter, sorry, in this get row sheet, which we have not yet run. So once you run this Google Sheet, you'll have all the data. You'll get the subject line, you'll get the email, and the first name you get it from here. Where it go? Oh, I didn't put my first name here. Okay. So you can just put your first name here and just, drag it and put it here. Okay. I hope this is not getting too confusing for you guys. But and then what you want to do is you want to turn this thing on, because this button will usually be off. Require specific output format, because you want the output to be in a specific format. Okay. Otherwise, if you just run this, it will just output the answer in a single variable called as output. Okay, so if you guys know JSON, let me show you. Wait, I'll be confusing you guys, so let me just try to explain it to you guys. So if you guys do not turn on that button that says output in specific format, what will happen is it will, wait, if this is off, then what will happen is it will do something like this: output, then it will put the subject line, and let's say there is some subject line, and along with that subject line the body will be attached. You don't want it to be like this, output and then subject line and body all combined together. You don't want that. So what you want to do is when you turn this on, you can then train it to however you want the output to be. So then you put a JSON, something like, okay, you put an output format like this. So If I just show you, you see we have an out. When you turn that on, you'll get this option, structured output parser, and then you just generate from a JSON example, and then you just give it an example like the one I've given it right here. Subject line, body. That is it. And then you also have to add a chat model. Which model are you going to use? Usually, I would suggest using Grok, but in N8N, I would suggest using Mistral or you can use Google. Okay, so actually, they have a Google model that you can use. Let me just show you. We'll delete this connection. Add, yeah, you see Google Gemini. You can just use this, and you can get the API key. API key. Just go to Google Gemini API. Go to the first one. To let's get started. Yeah, once you sign in, you'll have the option to get the API. So if you click get API, you just go ahead, create an API, go back, and then just paste it in. It's very easy. Okay, so that is the first structure. So we are taking the subject line and body, okay, and we are adding the name of the person to personalize it. Then we have the second AI agent that is responsible for converting that subject line into an HTML format. So what I've done here is, you're a helpful intelligent assistant, you'll be given an email body. It is your job to convert it into an HTML format. Don't add this in the format output, in the output. You will also add these links, and I've given it my Instagram link and my YouTube link. Okay, because I like to put that out there. And here is the example. Here is the email body. So once we run the previous AI agent, we take that output, we paste it right here. Okay, that is what you're seeing right here, and it's gray in color. And here is the example, and I just gave it an example. That is it. So after we've done that, we're going to again add a chart model. Okay, now here is the stuff. Now see, here I've turned off the require specific format. And now if you see, I don't have the fourth option, the output parser, because that is turned off. Okay. And then finally, we send a message. So we're going to go to email. We add the email address from the Google Sheet. We add the subject line from the first AI agent, and then we add the HTML output from the second AI agent. Okay, and make sure to turn this off. Append N8N attribution. If you don't turn this off, all your emails at the bottom it will say sent from N8N, which you don't want. Okay, now let us run the whole thing. Let me just check if everything is proper. Okay, let's see if there comes any error. We'll just see what happens. Okay, so I'll just go up here, zoom in a bit, and then just execute workflow. Let's see what happens. So it's running. Let's see when the loading screen, not loading screen, the run comes here. Okay, there we go. There we go. This is running. One item, perfect. Output parser, done. Now it's going to the other AI agent. From the chat model again to the AI agent. Now it's going to the email. And it has sent the email. Perfect. Now let's check. See, hi, hi. I noticed that many coaches suffer from X. Just wanted to ask you if you've experienced the same. And my Instagram and YouTube. That is not the best email copy, guys. I'm still learning copywriting myself. So, and there is no name. There's no name because we didn't add any name. If we did add a name, it will appear right here and it will be personalized for that. Okay. So let me just stop this. So that is how this particular system runs. So guys, I hope this will help all of you guys to just go out send all those follow-ups and make money. If this video helped you guys, I would really appreciate if you could just like, share, and subscribe. By the way, guys, once again, a reminder, you'll find all the blueprints down in the description. If you don't want to make this, that is completely fine. Okay, if it was overwhelming for you, it is completely fine. You can go down to the description, download it. And with all that said, thank you so much for watching and do some pretty cool stuff. I'm rooting for you guys. Bye bye.